Hello learners, welcome to Lesson 31, Session 3. We are going to develop naming and drawing quadrilaterals. I have a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides that are all the same length. It does not have any right angles. What is the name of my shape? Okay, let's read that again. What's the information? We're going to have to draw a shape. What are we going to draw? I have a quadrilateral. What do you know about a quadrilateral? Quad means 4. And it tells us that it has 4 sides that are all the same length. That's important, all the same length. It does not have any right angles. Remember, this is what a right angle looks like. It's a corner. And we need to figure out the name of the shape. To help me do this, I'm going to use some toothpicks because they're all the same length. And remember, it said I need 4 sides that are all the same length. So how can I put this together so that it makes a quadrilateral? I know that if I put them together like this, what's the problem with this one? Why wouldn't that work? I've got 4 sides, they're all the same length. Right, it can't have any right angles, and I have a right angle, a right angle, a right angle, and a right angle. So I can't use this one, but I'm wondering if I kind of shift it. What if I move this one? Well, then I'm going to have to move that one. And once I move that one, what else do I have to move? What do you think of that shape? Does that fit our rules? 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the same length. They're all the same size toothpick, so I know they're all the same length. And it does not have any right angles. There's no right angles. Could I draw this? So here, let me sketch this. And if you need to, pause your video, you can sketch it too. Is there another way we can make this shape? I bet we could flatten out our shapes. What if I make it a little skinnier? Does that still fit the rules? I still have no right angles. I still have 4 sides, and all 4 sides are the same length. So notice at this time, it's longer and skinnier. Right? Let's sketch that. There we go. Can I turn it this way? What if I go this way? There we go. See, that works too. We could draw this many different ways. Okay, if you haven't sketched one, go ahead and pause the video and sketch before turning to page 700. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit now that you've seen the toothpicks. Oops, there we go. Okay, explore different ways to understand naming and drawing quadrilaterals. Here's our same word problem. Model it. You can make a model to help name a quadrilateral. Choose 4 toothpicks, all the same length. Arrange them to look like a quadrilateral. Make sure there are no right angles. That's what we did on the previous page. It does not have any right angles, so it is not a square. Now let's solve it. You can make a list of the attributes. Remember, attributes are a way to describe. Way to describe an object. You can make a list of attributes to help you name a quadrilateral. Look at the model above. Think about everything you know about this shape. It is a quadrilateral. Since it's a quadrilateral, it has 4 sides and 4 angles. It has 4 sides that are the same length. It does not have any right angles. No right angles, so it is not a square. Using the list of attributes, can you name the shape? What shape is this? 4 sides, 4 angles, all the same length, no right angles. If you said rhombus, you are correct. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the paper over. Connect it. Now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to name and draw quadrilaterals by looking at their attributes. What is the name of the shape described on the previous page? Remember, it was a rhombus. why or how do you know? What do we know about rhombuses? What do we know about a rhombus? It has 4 sides. What else do we know? It has 4 angles and no right angles, right? No right angles. What else do we know about a rhombus? All sides are the same length. Okay, that is a rhombus. Look at the shape to the right. Is it a quadrilateral? Explain why or why not. In order to be a quadrilateral, what does it need to have? It needs to have 4 sides. Does this have 4 sides? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, it is a quadrilateral, yes. And why is it a quadrilateral? Because it has 4 sides. I'm out of space and I wrote it again because it has 4 sides. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Is the shape a parallelogram? Is it a rectangle? Is it a rhombus? Explain. Okay, what do we remember about being a parallelogram? In order for something to be a parallelogram, the opposite sides have to be parallel. So remember, these are parallel, and then the opposite sides have to be parallel also. So a parallelogram has to have 2 sets of parallel lines. Does this shape have 2 sets of parallel lines? No. So it's not a parallelogram. So for parallelogram, we would say no, it does not have parallel sides. In fact, it's supposed to have 2 sets of them, and it does not. Okay, is it a rectangle? Think about what a rectangle has. A rectangle has to have 4 right angles. Are there 4 right angles? No. No. So it is not a rectangle. We can say no, it does not have 4 right angles. Okay, is it a rhombus? Remember, a rhombus has to have 4 sides. There are 4 sides. It has to have 4 angles, and none of them are right angles. Does it have 4 angles? It does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are all the sides the same length? So we could measure. I also used my toothpicks to try to figure this out, but let's see. So notice it comes to right here. And then if I measure this one, oh, it does look like it is the same length, huh? I didn't think it was. Let me see. Oh, no, there it goes all the way over there. Okay, right there. So it measures to that. And then if I measure this one, do you see it's not the same length? No, it's not the same length. I thought it was going to be, see, it only measures to there, but then this one's a lot longer. So these two are shorter than these two. So is it a rhombus? No. It does not have what? It does not have 4 sides all the same length. I actually tried to build this with the toothpicks. So remember, these are all the same length. So I made that angle, and then I tried to do it, and I couldn't. No matter how I lay the toothpicks, I can't make that shape. So you can't do it with 4 of the same side lengths. Okay, number 4. Draw a different quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram, a right angle, or sorry, a rectangle, or a rhombus. Okay, so we have to draw a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram, not a rectangle, and not a rhombus. What would you do? Go ahead and pause the video and see what you can draw. Come back when you're done. What did I draw? Let me see. Does it work? Does it have a quadrilateral? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 sides. Is it a parallelogram? No, because these sides are parallel, but these sides are not. See, that one would go on forever and they would eventually touch. And it's not a rhombus because I don't have 4 sides that are all the same. So go ahead and check yours and see if you made a different quadrilateral. Okay, number 5. Look back at your Try It, Strategies by Classmates, and Model It and Solve It. Which models or strategies do you like best for naming and drawing quadrilaterals? Explain. Okay, these are 2 choices you could have written, so I want you to think about which of these models, or sorry, which of these strategies you like the best. Do you like to make a model? Remember, to make a model, you actually draw it so that you can visually see the attributes. You draw it so you can look at it and compare it. Or do you prefer to make a table? See, they made a table right here. They wrote down all the attributes. When you make a table, you organize and check off the attributes that are about the shape. Which one do you like doing? Do you like to draw it and make a model, or do you like to organize the information in a table? Pause the video for a minute and write down what is your favorite way to name a shape. Okay, when you're done, come to page 702. Apply it. Use what you just learned to solve these problems. Circle all the quadrilaterals below that have 2 pairs of sides the same length, but are not rectangles. Okay, so let me think about that again. So quadrilaterals, do they all have 4? They all have 4 sides. So circle all the quadrilaterals below that have 2 pairs of sides that are the same length. Okay, so one set has to be the same length and the other set has to be the same length, but it cannot be a rectangle. What do we know about rectangles? Rectangles have 4 right angles. So that means we can't circle anything that has right angles. Okay, so let's look at our first shape here. What is this? That's a rectangle. So we can't do that one because that one has 4 right angles. So that's not a good one. How about this one? Is this a quadrilateral? It's got 4 sides. Does it have 2 pairs of sides that are the same length? Well, the top and the bottom are the same length, and the side are the same length. The opposite sides are parallel, but they are all not 2 pairs of sides that are the same length. So yes, we can circle this one. How about this shape? Do we have 2 pairs of sides that are the same length? Well, this side is the same length as this side. We could use our ruler if we needed to, but those 2 are the same length. So they've got 1 pair. Is this a pair of sides that are the same length? Yes, this side is the same size as this side. So yes, it has 2 pairs. We can circle this one. Okay, can we circle our square? Remember, what do we know about squares? All squares are rectangles because they have 4 right angles and 2 sets of parallel sides. So nope, we can't circle that one. Okay, number 7. Draw a quadrilateral that has at least 1 right angle, but is not a rectangle. Okay, so let's think about what we have to draw. We have to draw a quadrilateral, so what do we know about that? We have to draw 4 sides. And what else do we need to have? We need to have at least 1 right angle. But it cannot be a rectangle. So I can't have 4 right angles, but I can have at least 1. That means I could also have 2. And I wonder if I could have 3. That's a good experiment for later on. Okay, so 4 sides, 1 right angle. So if you wanted to, you could always play with your toothpicks. I'm going to draw 1 right angle. Okay, there's my right angle. So I've done the right angle part. Now I've got to make sure it has 4 sides, but it cannot be a rectangle. So that means I'm going to have to draw my other 2 sides so that I don't end up with a right angle. I could end up with 2 right angles, but I can't have 4. So what if I did this? Okay, there we go. So now I have 2 right angles and I have 3 sides. If I connect them, I now have 4 sides. Can you draw it a different way? Pause the video for a minute and see if you can draw them a different way. I'm going to draw a couple more here. Oh, that wouldn't work. You might have to stop and erase. I'm finding I have to do that too, and that's okay. That works. Can you draw another one? There's my right angle. You can put it together all kinds of ways. Okay, number 8. Draw a quadrilateral in which all sides are not the same length, opposite sides are the same length, and there are no right angles. Then name the quadrilateral. Okay, that's a lot to think about. Draw a quadrilateral in which all sides are not the same lengths. Okay, all sides can't be the same length. The opposite sides are the same length, and there are no right angles. Okay, so let me draw some opposite sides. Let me draw a top. Okay, opposite sides have to be this. Okay, so if this is the top, then the bottom one has to be the same size, but it can't be a right angle. So that means I'm going to have to kind of scooch it over here. Now, if I draw my other sides, they also have to be the same length. Okay, so these two are the same length. The top and the bottom are the same length. And they're longer, and then my sides are shorter, but my sides are the same length also. And there's no right angles. So what shape is this? This is a parallelogram. Remember, a parallelogram has opposite sides that are parallel. They are also opposite sides are the same length, and there are 4 sides. Now, I'm wondering, oh, all sides have to be the same length. I was thinking to draw this, but then I don't have the sides that are the same length, so you can't do that. That wouldn't work. Not the same sides on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I have drawn a parallelogram. Did you draw anything different? It'd be neat to see what you drew. Okay, it is now your turn to go to the practice page. You're going to practice naming and drawing quadrilaterals. You can read through the examples and then finish the worksheet on your own, and then come back to video number 2 for the solutions. Bye.